Okay, here's a bonus for all you guys. I'm going to record the whole thing, okay? So there's 3 events this week. There's actually 4 events. Jesus, Sam keeps adding events. There's 4 events, but only 2 are very, very, very relevant, okay? What does that mean? And what are those 2 events? See, nobody teaches you this stuff. You have Qualcomm, who's going to have an investor meeting, okay? Now, they came out with earnings, and 2 weeks ago, they destroyed earnings, and here's, not only did they destroy earnings, but they said everything got better. The bottlenecks got better. They're getting things so they can make chips. They're making chips, and people want the chips, and things are getting better. Now, it's been 2 weeks. Could things have turned around and got worse? Absolutely. The odds of that, to me, 10%. The odds that they're the same as they were 2 weeks ago, probably 60 or 70%. So let's say it's 70, that it's the same. And there's probably a 20% chance that they got even better, okay? And that's what we're looking for. If they got even better, then what took off? Lam Research took off, ASML took off, AMAT took off, all the people that make the equipment to make the chip, right? To make the chip, okay? So if Qualcomm comes out and says things got even better, Qualcomm, first of all, it's going to run. I mean, it could easily go 10 or 15 points this week. But then ASML is going to explode and Lam Research is going to explode, okay? That's Tuesday, I believe. If somebody can double check. I believe that's Tuesday, okay? The next event is the actual, it's an event that doesn't matter as much, but it's there. It's Nvidia's earnings, the whole metaverse. They're going to tell you things are good. Do they beat and guide up? And people are worried about, oh my God, Europe's going to start a thing in this ARM deal. Who cares? We don't care. Don't care about the ARM deal. If the ARM deal gets approved, it's going to go way up. If it gets disapproved, it's going to go down. But here's the thing. If the ARM deal gets disapproved, it doesn't affect any other chips. So it doesn't matter. Okay? So it's a non-event. Okay? It's an event in itself, because if the stock goes up 50, then all the chips go with it anyway, right? So that's going to happen. Okay? And then the event that matters. And why? Because AMAT, Applied Materials, okay? They're the biggest. They're the baddest. They're conservative. But if they tell you what Qualcomm told you, Lam Research is going to go nonstop and it won't stop. And ASML is going to go nonstop. It's not going to stop, and it's going to go way up. 900, 950, may even go to 1,000. But here's the thing. What if AMAT says things are not any better? Then the whole semi-chip industry is going to go to shit. And every one of your positions is going to go to 0. Is that okay with you? It's okay with me. We made enough money last week. It's okay with me. That's why, see, this is what makes Sam better than everybody else. He tells you this can be very good, and I think it's going to be good. I would put it at probably 75% AMAT is going to be really good. But there's a chance, and if there's even a 1% chance, if you put in 10 grand, do you want it to go to 0? No, you're going to cry like a baby. So if you're going to cry, you need to know what it is. Very possible it goes to 0. Okay? I don't think it's probable, but I think it's possible. I think everything is truly getting better. So that means AMAT should say good stuff. Then let's see. And if they do, that's the event that will trigger ASML and Lam Research to go nonstop into the next week too. Okay? Then we see. That's 2 events, right? And then we talked about Nvidia. And then the fourth event. The fourth event this is options expiration week, right? Options expiration week. Every time during this week, somewhere in here we have like a down day and everybody's, oh my God, everything's going to shit, and then it goes right back up. Last options expiration, this one room that I know, is sitting there saying, oh my God, we're going to crash. And I'm like, we crash every option expiration. I said, do you even look at anything? Do you remember anything? You guys all need ginkgo bologna. When's the last time we crashed? A crash is not 30, 40, 50 points. It's 200 handles. Yeah, maybe we go down 30, maybe we go down 40. It's possible. But when does it happen? Don't know. It's very possible. Then we see, right? Then we see. Okay. So that's what's going on. Right now, chips look really good today. Okay? Chips look good. Other things look pretty good. Okay? Then we see. So let's see how it plays out. Mr. Ovid, what do you got, buddy?
Yeah. That was a pretty good recap. So Nvidia looks like they did the acquisition of ARM is facing some investigation in the UK. But it's not really affecting the stock this morning, although it's flat. And economic-wise, just in general, it's pretty quiet. So we're going to get some retail sales number tomorrow, and then as far as earnings, just some big box retailers starting to come through, and that's really about it. So it's going to be quiet. It's really dependent on those meetings that you talked about. Qualcomm is tomorrow at I believe 9 a.m. I think it's either 9 a.m. Eastern time or Pacific, one of those times. And then and then you have the AMAT that's on Thursday with earnings. So it's a breakout with the chips. So let's see kind of what happens and whether these events are just kind of confirming the run, or does it pull back? So it's very important, kind of what they say, right? So anyway, that's really it on the macro front. Just somewhat quiet here. As far as events, and obviously, OPEX is pretty big, so we'll see what happens. That's you'll see some volatility. Typically during this event, VIX is peeking its head here a little bit. Nothing to really, worry about, but that's about it. And it looks like Tesla must sold, they're saying nearly 7 billion of stock last week. So.
Okay, so people want to know, Omid. This is what they want to know about Omid. They want to know, Omid, those Shop, when Sam's in the room saying something very different with Shop, something crazy is going on. It's up 30. It's up 40. So your lesson, guys, your lesson. Okay? We had the Shop 1600s. We bought them at 11. They went to 13, 14. Then they went to 5 cents. Did you sell them at 5 cents? I told you my lesson, and this is the exact same lesson. Many, many years ago, I bought something at, $5, $6, 100 contracts, and it goes to 5 cents, and I'm like, okay, it's $500, I'm going to take it. I take it, right? Well, maybe back then it was 50 contracts, so $250, I take it, and then it goes to $40. Those Shops, we sold them at 7. When they came back, we sold them at 7 because it had a substantial amount, right? So we sold them, got 40, 50K back out of them. Then we rolled to the next one. But they went to $70 on it. They went to $70 from 5 cents. From 5 cents.
Crazy move on Friday.
$500 went to 700,000. But then what did we do? See, we added a week. And we rolled to 1650s, and we sold those for $1. Then we rolled to the 1700s, we sold those, and then we went to the 1800s, and I sold those. And why did I sell those, Omi? I sold those because, the premiums got crazy.
Yeah.
Shop, 100 points out of the money, Shop, anywhere between 10 to 12, depending what week it is, whatever. 10 to 12, 100 points out of the money. Okay? Most of that time, they're 9. Well, the 1800s, Omid, 140 points out of the money went to 17. And when they should be 9, right? So what Sam knew was today, if it opens down 5 or 10, those are going to open down $3 or $4. Now, I'm going to look at them right away. Because if this is real, if the Shop move is real, and real huge buyers were buying it, then this shop, it may open down 20, it may take 5 minutes to go positive, and it may go up another 100. Wow. But I would love to get the 1750s 100 up at 10, 12 bucks. I don't know if we'll be able to do that. We adjust as it goes. But let me tell you, if this takes out 1677, I'm not so sure it stops, and you don't get another 100.8. Okay, now let's talk about why, the why, and how fast Sam determines math. You have to learn how to do Sam math. People question me on my math, and then 10 minutes later they'll go, yeah, right, you're right, Sam. I'm not that smart. I'm telling you, okay? If a stock is worth $200 billion, and I ask in the room all the time how much something's worth because, you know, I'm doing so many things, okay? And if somebody tells me the shop is worth $200 billion, and somebody else tells you it's going to $1 trillion, in math, you should probably be able to do that math in your head in less than 30 seconds. Now, I do it in less than a millisecond, okay? I mean, if something's going to 1,000 or 100 and it's 20 bucks, 20 to 100 is 20 times 5 is 100, right? Very simple. So 200 billion to $1 trillion is 5. Just like that, 5. Then you look at the current price of the stock, and let's say it was 1,600 when that came out. 1,600 times 5, 16 times 5. You don't need the zeros. 16 times 5 is 80, right? So boom, 8,000. Add the zeros, 8,000. So what people are saying, or that article is saying, and people were believing, that the next $1 trillion company would be Shop. And where does it go if it's $1 trillion? If it's truly worth $1 trillion, it's going to be $8,000. Now, I never said it goes to $1 trillion. I didn't even say it goes to 2,000, right? 2,000, if $1 trillion, right, you divide $1 trillion by 5, you know, you're back to, 1,600. So I don't know where it goes, but I know that they bought and they bought and they bought and they bought and they bought, and every second they bought. And things that I said, things that nobody looks at, the things that every chart person doesn't have a clue on. And if you're looking at charts, you miss the whole move. Okay? Nobody hit this move but Sam. Every room was fascinating. They're like, who the hell is this Sam guy? I told you stuff that was interesting. When it opened, 50 points out of the money, 1,600s, the ones we had, were $3. 50 points out of the money should have been 10 cents. They were $3. Then as it started to move up, as those moved up, and they went to 10, 20, 30. The 1650s, the high of year 1650s, 60 points out of the money. 60 points out of the money with 5 hours to go, we're still $2, Omid. Go look. Every Friday, 60 points out of the money on Shop is no more than 20 cents. It'll always be 20 cents. And they were $2+ Now, Shop moves up 20, they go to 3. Shop moves up 10 more, they go to 4. Shop bases for an hour, they go back to 2. Shop hits 2050 with an hour to go, and they're 7. 2 to 7. With an hour to go, at the money was 7. Then they went to 25. Premium tells the story. Premium tells the story. And then we see, and then we see. But that was a life-changing trade. And today, if it gaps lower, and I would love to see it at 1630, then we go get the 1700s. And we may even add a week. Then we see, then we see, then we see, right? Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay, so we talked about chips. We talked about that. UPST. How about UPST? It hadn't moved, it hadn't moved, it hadn't moved. We waited, waited 4 to 9. And then there's one other one. very cheap, slower moving that is set up to go absolutely nuts. TTD. If this thing takes out 101 with force and the market rips all week, this can easily be 109, 160. Now, if you do see what Sam is doing lately, he's adding an extra week. Why? Because you're getting near Thanksgiving. You're getting near Christmas. And sometimes the things don't move as much. So you add an extra week. And it's working. And then it goes, and then it goes, and then it goes. And the hardest thing to do that people struggle with is to quit falling in love with stocks that aren't working. If Shop is going, think about this. These other rooms and stuff that, oh my God, Wish is going. Oh my God, my Wish went up. Wish went up from, I don't know, 50 cents to 90 cents. Oh, percentage wise. How many are you going to buy Wish? Are you really going to put in that much money into Wish? Think about it. The first problem with these garbage stocks, and I don't care if you call it GME or AMC, you're not putting that much money into it. If an Amazon is moving and a Google's moving, you're putting way more money into it because you know that the move is sustainable. The other one's a little bullshit move. Okay? Don't get screwed up by this stuff. And then the last one, Airbnb. We bought Airbnb and it hit this 205-ish and then it dropped 3 every time. 5 times. And then in the last 10 minutes, it broke through. It broke through. We added some. Let's see how it happens. People are traveling. People are traveling. Wow, wow, wow. And that's what we know. That's what we know. Okay, well, Ovid, what else do you know? What else do you know? Do you know anything else? Do you know anything else?
Well, you know, your favorite CEO looks like Boeing may get some news out of China soon on the Max. I'm not sure about the timing, but there's some news that you know, they may basically.
Okay, so let me tell you this. He doesn't know what the shit he's doing. The company is garbage. But if he gets that news, I will buy Boeing, and he'll rip 25 points. And then it can go to shit. There you go. Because it doesn't matter if you like him or hate him or anything. It doesn't matter. People have to understand that. It doesn't matter if you like Elon. Let's say Omid hates Elon. Who knows if he does or not? It doesn't really matter. Let's say he hates Elon. But he makes $1 million off of a Tesla plane. Does he then love Elon?
I liked Elon's comments on inflation, so he's good.
So it doesn't matter. So you just have to understand that we're during the trading hours of 8:30 to 3 Central Time. We only care about making money. A guy could be an absolute moron. His company could be worth 0. It could be a fraud or not a fraud. I mean, it doesn't matter. We just care that we buy it, sell it, and we're done. When you learn that, you will get better. Look at Lam Research take off. Look at ASML take off. Look at Qualcomm take off. I'm telling you, if AMAT says good stuff, Lam Research is at 672, maybe 680 this week, with a chance at 700 to 770 next week. Jesus. Oh, man, if Lam Research goes to 770, Omer has little kids.
I'm buying a Minnie Mouse house.
Are you buying the Minnie Mouse house? Are you just buying permanent passes for the rest of their lives?
Mickey Mouse and friends are invited.
There you go. Actually, if that happens, Omen is going to throw a bash in LA, and we're all going to go. How's that?
There you go. That sounds great. Yeah.
He's going to load up with tequila. There you go. Interesting.
But to your comment, that's well said. That during market hours, you can't have any bias or preconceived opinion about things. And I mean, Sam doesn't like, well, not that he doesn't like Roku, but says, well, company is probably worth, X amount, but, if it's moving or the premiums are showing something, we'll play it. It doesn't matter.
That's it. And people, and here's the thing, and the reason I say it, see, people are not Sam. I'm a unique individual. Okay, I mean, I could hate Roku. I could buy it, take it for 10 points, and sell it, and say it's a piece of shit, and then buy it again tomorrow, and do it for a week in a row. Okay, other people, the reason you can't say that is because you get influenced. See, I don't get influenced. I don't get influenced by anybody, right? So as long as you're not influenced, right? If Omid's wife says, honey, we're not buying a Tesla, and is Omid going to say, am I influenced or if I'm not influenced? I mean, Sam just go buy the Tesla anyway and just print out a thing and just leave it on the kitchen table. And he ordered a Tesla and go to bed. He ordered a Tesla. I told him not to order a Tesla. He ordered a Tesla. And then Omid says, but did you see the delivery date? It's a year out. We're not going to get it for a year, so I'll cancel. Omid's like testing the waters, right? He's testing the waters. So then we see. Okay, anything else, buddy? We'll get going. Look at Lamb Research takeoff. It's up 10. It's up 10. Are you smiling?
No, I think that pretty much covers it. So let's see what happens, at these events, and then don't forget OPEX week, right? So, yep.
I think we got this. I mean, it doesn't matter if we got it right or wrong, Omid, because we could sell it today and make a double or triple on everything, right? So It doesn't matter. So, but if you let it go into tomorrow morning and Qualcomm says it got even better, Qualcomm's going to open at 176. Jesus. Or it's going to open at 0. Take your pick. Okay. Good morning, everybody. 11:15. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Sam coined a new word this weekend. There's rippy mode, and then there's chippy mode. And careful. In 30 years, everybody may have a chip, and you may be chipped. So there'll be chippy mode and chipped. There you go. Sam's got on fire today. SPX. Up 10-ish. You're at 46.90, 46.92. Now it's 16. Jesus, we're at 4,700. Wow. 47.21. 4,800 would be fun. Nvidia. All about their event. They're part of the event. 309, 316, 321, 352, underneath 282. ASML, breaky, achy, 888, 901. These are going to be a double. Got the 880s, got the 900s. There's going to be a double. Manage your account. Roll up. Don't take a shot unless you have profits. Sam doesn't like whining. Okay? If he tells you everything in your account can go to 0, know that. Don't take a shot. Look, think about it. If you're a new person and you bought TTD and you bought one position, a TTD, and then maybe you took a little shot on Shop on Friday, and you put in $1 on Shop, and you put in $2 on TTD, though your TTDs went to 8. Your $200 went to $800. So now you sit there and do a small play. When I started, I wasn't playing $15 and $17 stocks. You go slow. Take your time. And maybe in 6 months or a year, you have more money in your account. And then you have more. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. There's always the next stock. There's always the next day. Qualcomm. 168. Watch it be 168 into the meeting. LRCX. Monster, 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 beast, monster. If AMAT confirms. If AMAT doesn't confirm, this can drop 50 and it can hose you bad. But you can't be hosed. We're sitting on these 640s that we bought the week before last week. We added 2 weeks. They're going to be 9. You're going to be up nicely. Take your profit and roll. Rivian. I believe options are coming today, not positive. Then we see 131, 142. Lucid, 43, 48. Roblox, like this one. If it can get to 111, it can get to 116. If Nvidia goes up 30, I would say Roblox is at 120. Why? Because they're going to talk about the metaverse. They're going to talk about everything there, and the gaming and everything else, and that's Roblox. If Nvidia goes down 20, Roblox will go down with it. Coin, better, 352, 371. Amazon, 3,600. That's it. I don't care if it's up 20. 3,600. Hubs. See if they can get to 5. Excuse me. 888. Okay. Snowman. Look at Snowman. 390. Let it snow. 392. Thanksgiving coming. Let it snow. Airbnb. 206, 209, 216, 221. 206, 209, 216, 221. Sam does this all off the top of his head. Everything's in my head. Shopalicious. Can it drop 20 to 25 in the first 2 minutes? And it can. Why? Because it's at 1670. If somebody bought the stock and all of a sudden it's down 20, they're going to say, oh shit, it's going to go down 70. And they sell it, and then it reverses. And then it runs all day. I love the 1700s at 10 to 15, somewhere in there. I like the 1750s at 5 to 8, somewhere in there. I may adjust those depending on how close we get. TTD, 101, 101, 101, 106, 109 can run all week. So here's the thing. So Facebook has an ad problem. Roku has an ad problem. Google did well, don't really have an ad problem. So if you want to play ads, what's the pure play? TTD didn't have a problem. How far can it go? UPST, 272, 281. Affirm. This one's really simple. This was at 172 after hours on earnings. So if it gets there, then it explodes to 188, 191. If it doesn't get there, why are you chasing it? Just wait. Moderna, doing nothing. Google-licious. 3011 breakout. Then we see. Tesla, let it dive. I'm good with Tesla diving and we ripping everything else. But today, Sam only cares about one thing. Actually, one set of things. Chips. Chippy. Be chippy. Lamb Research ad, we'll see. What about Crippy mode? Maybe. My friend bought a Tesla reservation, so don't cancel it. Can we go see Kershaw pitch? Yeah, in history. I mean, he's done. He's done. He's like the Cleveland Browns. They're done. He's like the Jets. They're done. Qualcomm Investor Day tomorrow in the morning at 9 Eastern. Then we see. Can we enter LRCX or ASML? That's up to you. What you do is up to you. I just tell you where it's going to go. We bought them when it was first starting. We bought Qualcomm 2 weeks ago. If you missed Qualcomm and you didn't play it for 2 weeks, maybe you get wiped. Lamb Research, we bought 2 weeks ago. We're going to do great. Does it continue to go? I don't know. I just told you. What's going to happen. SPX just pop again? Yeah. We don't know. But if AMAT crushes it, maybe they crush it. I don't know. Then we see. Chippy. Wow. Are you chippy today? Everybody have a good